shout out your names to me to let me know who you are if I don't know you already, or just to say hey. And please feel free to share with your followers. I think this is going to be a really practical, really helpful. Yep, Mary from Florida, right on. We're going to talk a little bit about what we started to talk about yesterday, Mary. I thought I could follow up with something. Hey, Daniel, welcome. I just finished your scope from today. Loved it, loved it, loved it. So good. So good. Welcome, you guys. Wow, this is a good time of day, apparently, because look at everybody rushing on in. Thank you to those who were here this morning on my car scope that went awry. Who was in the car scope this morning? Oh my gosh, tech fail, epic tech fail. It was a train wreck. Thankfully, it wasn't a car wreck. But here's the key, guys. If you're in the car, no need for a mic. It just doesn't work. Thanks for being there this morning. So honestly, there was a little bit of content that was worthwhile, but you have to fast forward to the very end. Yeah, it didn't work. And it was announcing I went to Fox Denver today and did my talk for Breakthrough for Marriages in 2016. That clip will be available this evening at authenticandtrue.com. I feel good about it. I have not seen the playback. I have no idea if I'm really happy with it, but it did happen. And I think there's some great content, some necessary content. And what a time of year to be thinking about not resolutions, but breakthrough, big breakthrough in our relationships and in intimacy. That is some of my art on the back wall there. It is. Thanks for your observance. I am a pastel artist. That's my favorite medium now, Daniel. I do it all, but I love pastels. So I have a work in progress, but in all things, in all confidence, it has sat on my easel for probably 6 months. But that's a part of my New Year's plan. Anyway, thank you guys for being here. Leslie Gustafson, marriage and sex therapist, also working with a lot of women, have been doing that. Hi, Kathleen, for 25 years. Most of you know who I am. If you don't, put a little 1 or say new if you're new here for the first time. You can ask a question, Mary, and then I've got 3 tips for you, 3 key ingredients, 3 important things to know about how to talk intimately with your love partner. Super critical stuff that we all need to know. And 2 no-goes, 2 things that will inevitably derail loving, intimate conversation. You probably know them, and I may even quiz you before I let you know. But shoot, Mary, what was your question? And we'll take that. I'm a virgin, but my boyfriend wants to have sex for the first time tomorrow. I don't think that's what you want, Mary. According to our scope yesterday, that's not what you want to have happen. So boundaries, 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 boundaries. And I know, but he does. Well, guess what? It takes 2 to tango, so to speak. So it doesn't happen if one doesn't want it to happen. And you apparently are the controller of that at this point. He wants to go ahead and you don't. So you have to assert and set your boundaries. Frankly, if he can't respect that, then you might not be on the same page with regards to your values about what you want in your relationship. Boom, exactly. I know that's kind of hard talk, but you told me yesterday that you didn't like the direction that it was going, and it does not have to go in that direction without your permission. And most important, you guys need to be on the same page about where your relationship is going. If you're not ready, you're not ready. And listen to that. I empower you in that. I say you go, you set those limits, and you take care of yourself in that. Sex does not make a relationship better. It does not. It makes it more complicated. It ups the bond, it ups the relationship, but it also ends up, usually for women, making them feel more invested when they may not really want to be. take your time or wait till marriage. Got a lot of people hopping in on that one. So thank you, Mary, for your transparency, and I will be lifting you up for your strength. And you know, if he's a good guy, he will respect you. You guys will be able to work this out. Vision what you want ultimately for your relationship, because it all matters. Cool. So excellent. Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad. Thanks for your transparency. Thanks for jumping right in there with that. Okay, guys, are you ready for the content? If you are and haven't shared with your followers yet, please do so. These are really easy tips to make use of in intimate relationship, whether that's with a boyfriend, a fiance, or in married relationship. And I want you to have this because it's really useful. Thanks for inviting followers, Nikki. Okay, you ready, guys? Give me a little shout out if you're ready for number 1. Keys to being an excellent communicator intimately. So these are about the person who is delivering the message. You're going to, yes, ready, yay. Number 1, you've got to speak from the first person. Do you know what I mean when I say that? Give me a thumbs up. You've got to speak from the first person. What's that mean? Anyone? Give me help here. Who knows what that means? What's it mean to speak or deliver a message from the first person? It means it starts with the word I. From you, from the first person. I think, yes, I feel, I want, I need. The reason this is such a key ingredient is when we start from that position, it puts your partner into a comfortable, safe, receiving position. They are more open to you if they know it's coming from you in a non-threatening way. And when we start with the word I, it is experienced by the receiver as non-threatening. It's about you. It's not necessarily about them. So they are more likely to attune to you and listen. That's tip number 1. You're going to try to start with the word I. And this is something to be practiced. If you're not used to it, you got to practice this. It's really easy to start with the word you, Y-O-U. Because when you do that, guess what happens? Defenses are raised, guards go up. Even if it's subtle, the receiver is not as available at that point. Number 2, really important to speak from your heart. Speak from your heart. Who knows what that means? Anyone? Does anyone know what it means when you speak from your heart? Thanks for the little peach snowflakes. It can be really tough. Speak with love. Yes. In part. Thank you for the purple. Thank you for the peach, purple and peach. Super pretty. Favorite colors. Speaking from your heart really means that you're choosing words that are feeling based. They come from what you are feeling. I like to call them soul words. Soul words. And soul words fall in 4 categories. We are either mad, sad, glad, or afraid. Every feeling is one of those, and then we have a bunch of language to explain the nuances of all of those. Mad can be frustrated, irritated, stressed, angry, all sorts of things in the mad category. In the sad category, I feel hurt, I feel down, I feel bummed, I feel disillusioned, I feel disappointed. So we have lots of words in the sad category. In the happy category, the glad category, the range is many. I feel joy, I feel elated, I feel blissful. Really, you could, turn this into an art if you wanted to. And the last one is afraid, which is fear. I feel afraid. I feel tense. I feel cautious. I feel worried. I feel afraid. So all of those words are heart language, soul words, feelings They're just what's going on inside of you. And so when we use that kind of language, when we use heart language, that is the intimate zone. That's the kind of language of intimacy. And again, really much more easily received by a partner than, let's take another example. You are always upset with me. You are always watching the television. You never pay attention to me. Guess what happens to you, to the receiver? They don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. You get accused of nagging, right? Someone said they feel like they're nagging all the time in yesterday's scope. So number one, keep it in the first person. Number two, speak from the heart. Hey, Cam, we're talking about how to talk intimately, how to communicate in a way that is loving and more likely to be received by a partner than not. Okay? And number three is there are two no-goes that will kill communication. Does anyone know what they are? Anybody want to take a stab at what will kill communication? What will kill it? Two things. Anyone want to take a guess? Two things that will derail loving talk every time. Silence is a good one. Silence is a part of this one. Resentment, accusations, good, you guys. Those are all coming from the same one that I'm going to mention. In a nutshell, defensiveness. Defensiveness. And what is defensiveness, everybody? What is it? It is putting a guard up. It is being ready to fight back. It is the opposite of being open. Defensiveness kills intimate connection and conversation and makes it stop and or escalates the negative feelings. Are you with me? Does that make sense? Shuts down things so quickly. And when we're feeling frustrated or irritated or upset and we communicate something because we're feeling those things and we come at or in our delivery in a defensive way, it completely doesn't work. The second thing, and you guys know this, someone said it, accusations. My word is whenever we finger point, finger pointing or blaming will immediately decrease the safety and disrupt the loving conversation. Makes sense, but how do we take defenses down when we are so hurt? If you're so hurt, my question would then be to you, do you have more times than not a safe partner? We aren't all safe all the time. We aren't all perfect all the time. We don't get all this stuff right all of the time. But hurt usually happens because when we've tried to be real and authentic and speak from a heart place, it wasn't well received, or it was minimized, devalued, put down, or we were lashed back at. And so we go, whoa, not doing that again, not going to be hurt again. That didn't work. That's usually when we feel hurt, and so we don't want to try again. Yes? Can I get a yes? Is that your experience? Is that what has been happening for you? It is very hard to share vulnerability unless you have a primarily safe partner. What can you do if they don't want to receive what you're saying, even if you're following all of these? My question would be why? Why don't they want to receive it? And then I would listen. Why don't they want to receive it? What is getting in the way? And listen. Listen non-defensively to the response. That works for any conversation, not just marriage. It does. The difference between intimate conversation versus any conversation is the amount of real talk and heartfelt sharing we will give over. Really, what we know from research is that we tend to talk more from the first person and a heart standpoint and a feeling standpoint with those we feel most close to. So we could have great friendships that we feel very close to, and we have that kind of intimate conversation. We tend to stay up more in the I think and I want categories of conversation with those we don't feel very close to. Make sense? Cool. Any other questions? Any other questions? For the recap, we want to talk from the first person. We want to use soul language, soul words, which really are feeling statements, feeling words. What's going on inside of us? What feelings can we communicate? And we don't want to derail love talk by becoming either defensive, which is the opposite of open, and we don't want to point the finger and do the blame game. Totally shuts down intimate conversation every time, derails it, and then everybody feels like that didn't work. I don't want to do it again. But when we can more and more learn how to vulnerably share from the first person, more and more the love language expands, as does the closeness and the bond in the relationship, and you're feeling like you're in something with somebody that's very intimate, that you want to be in. So that's what I got for you. Just a little instruction on love talk today. Any thoughts, any questions, any feedback? Couple of announcements for you. The Amazing Intimacy Tribe is up and running on Facebook. That is designed for anybody who would like to have these kinds of conversations in a more personal, safe environment where we can all get to know each other more and more. We're developing a community on Facebook. You're welcome. You're welcome. I hope it didn't go too fast. I feel like I rattled right through that. Yeah, just some tips, kind of just refreshers, Kathleen, on how to do communication, how to do love talk. But the Amazing Intimacy Tribe is at Facebook now, facebook.com/groups/Amazing Intimacy Tribe. I invite you to it if you want to keep the conversation going and meet like-minded, like-hearted folks like yourself who want to develop community and create amazing intimacy. That's why I'm here on Periscope. The next thing I wanted to announce was this Saturday at 5 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, the Amazing Intimacy Show will be returning. That's the ABCs of Intimacy that my husband Doug and I have been doing for the last 3.5 months here on Periscope. We will be doing the letter B Saturday evening. So make it a date evening if you want. Grab your partners. We have a blast doing that show. It's really a good time, and hope to see you there Saturday. I will probably not be scoping until then. And if you want to see today's clip and get all of the information about how to have and create a breakthrough in your marriage for 2016, that will be on our website later tonight at authenticandtrue.com, and that is in my profile. That link is in my profile for you guys. So thanks for showing up. I kind of jumped in here on the spur. I wanted to apologize in part for the wonky scope earlier today. Thanks for showing up on that one. It was a tech fail, but thanks for showing up on this one, and for the hearts and for the snowflakes. And I will be connecting with you guys soon, continuing to help you create amazing intimacy in your lives. Hi, Joy. Thanks for hopping on in. And thanks you guys for the heart. I'm just wrapping up. Replay viewers, feel free to fast forward as you need to, but don't forget to heart it up. I'm headed towards 300,000 hearts, and I like to get hearts. So thanks. We'll watch the replay. Cool, Joy. Really practical tips. Really practical, usable tips on this scope. So take care. Thanks, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.